Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. It's finally happening. I am starting to react to things other than just multi-level marketing companies and scams. I have been asked so many times to start reacting to Christian influencers, especially conservative Christian influencers in particular, one of those being Paul and Morgan. Now, I have not seen much about them. I've seen like a few clips here and there from people that I've watched in general. Like I know that they're covering them, but I haven't really sat down and watched a video all the way through. So I thought to myself, what is the best way to go about really knowing and understanding Paul and Morgan without going deep into the web of Reddit and all that? Why don't I watch every single one of their videos from the beginning? We together are going to do that. And I think it starts from 8 years ago through today. I think that we are going to see a wild timeline and shift, and it will likely give us all a better picture of what's going on. I think a lot of us know, at least those of you that have been following the saga of Paul and Morgan, and I'll explain a little bit more about the two of them. You've probably seen other videos that are more in depth about their story, but I wanted to get the scoop from the beginning, watch it from the very first YouTube video they have uploaded all the way through today, because I think we're going to get a different look at things, and maybe it'll be worse, maybe it won't. Who knows? But I think it will be really cool and interesting to watch the changes over time. I also think it will be really interesting to hear from you all as we watch from the oldest video that they have going on, especially those of you that have followed them for a while and know what's been going on in their lives. I'm excited to hear from you about it, read your comments, see what you have to say. So let's get started.
I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin, cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin, cause we're still sleeping in my head.
Before we go more in depth and start watching the videos, their first ones are like 5 minutes, but we'll watch several at a time depending the length of their videos so that we can start going through them a lot quicker. They do have 747 videos, so we're gonna have a lot to cover. I will say I am starting to research and study them, so if there are things that are going on that you think I should cover about them, let me know. Even if it's not like a retro react, if it's happening today, feel free to let me know about it. I will also be on the lookout. I think that the retro reacts are important and things going on today with them are important, so I will be covering both, but we're going to start with the retro reacts. Paul and Morgan are husband and wife, and they do Christian themed content. They do lean, from what I'm looking at, on the more conservative side, and that's pretty much all I know about them, other than the internet has a lot to say about them. Some of my favorite creators talk about them, so I'm excited to get started. But before we do, I want to go ahead and let you know, and I know that this is kind of a long intro, one of the reasons I want to start covering more unethical Christian influencers and cult-related content and Christian-related content in general is because I personally have a bachelor's degree in cross-cultural studies with a minor in Christian education, as well as a master's degree in theology and ministry. So I have a big background in religion and lots of the ins and outs and the details that go on. I will say I am no longer religious, and I probably will go more in depth on that throughout this series, so stick with me. All right, let's watch. Okay, so we are watching Exploring New York City, Fun, Fashion, and Sketchy Bus Ride. This is their very first video.
Love it! What do you think of New York City, Morgan?
I think it's crazy and it has a little smell.
It's kind of like a mixture of roast sausages
And poop.
Here we go, bus ride to NYC, baby. It's 8 o'clock. Right on time. What do you got to say, Morgan? There they are. You got my ticket, right? We're gonna be driving through the night. I got my sustenance. So Morgan picked out our seats. We're right next to the toilet.
It's my favorite place to go.
My hope, and I probably will be nitpicky through these videos because I feel like there might not be much substance in some of them. My hope is that they're not shining a bright light and taking more video and talking like this while people are trying to sleep. It doesn't sound like people are trying to sleep, but like, I think being considerate on a bus ride like this is very important. I don't know them, but I've heard some shit, and I just feel like that might be their thing. But again, I'm not super familiar with them, so feel free to let me know your thoughts.
Me. Right next to the toilet.
It was a bad idea. Every time someone opens the door, we get a whiff of death.
And we didn't bring water.
So we just stopped at a gas station. The bus driver locked the door. We just saw our bus driver running down the street. We arrived in New York City a little bit late. We are walking through Chinatown to get on a transit. Babe,
You know, sometimes I get trad wife from Morgan, and so I don't know, I feel like trad wife oftentimes are more in like skirts and dresses, and so she's in leggings. I'm like I said, a little bit nitpicky. I'm also curious and asking questions. I wonder what her style looks like now. Is she more trad wife now than she was then? Are they more religious now than they were then? Interesting.
what do you got to say? That's exactly how I feel. We're down in the New York City subway stations. We just saw a rat. I'm looking for station 9 3/4. We're at a friend's apartment in the heart of Manhattan, waiting to get cleaned up before we go out and get some stuff done. You know what I mean?
I don't know what that means.
This is our view from the apartment that we're getting cleaned up at. Morgan, what do you think of this view? Oh, Morgan, what do you think? What do you think of this view, baby?
That is just rude. It's quite nice. It's quite nice.
The kitties in New York are so sweet. Just wanted to take a second.
Am I gonna get annoyed by Paul? Is Paul gonna piss me off? I feel like Paul's gonna piss me off. And I don't know much about him. I get the vibe. I get the vibe.
And show you how good my woman is looking. Take a step back, babe.
Oh.
Look at that. That's my girl. We are, where are we, baby?
Times Square!
Take a look, everybody. Love this place. The energy is just contagious. Richard Rogers Theater over there with Hamilton.
Ooh, Forever 21. We're gonna have to go in there.
We'll go check out Forever 21, even though
He said it's just contagious. I was thinking, so are all the illnesses that you could possibly get right there. You know, more power to you if you're there, but like also maybe not. Anyway, Forever 21, you'll know it's closing down. Yeah, it's going bye-bye.
there's a Forever 21 in every city.
But it's
Across
different.
This one must be better though.
Duh.
I'm about to change my shoes because my feetsies hurt.
I will say this video is a little slow. Their next video, I'm excited to share it with you. It's interesting and it makes sense for being 8 years ago.
Is it light or dark outside? Let's find out.
That's a great question.
It's
Here we
dark!
There it is. Come with me.
Do you think he edited this and put that in there? The slow-mo? He wasn't trying to be goofy. I think he's being fucking for real. You think he edited it and was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
I'm gonna miss you, New York.
Adding more sugar to her hot chocolate.
We did.
We're exhausted, but it has been a heck of a trip.
Do I look tired?
We will probably plan another one in January.
But stay longer.
What do you like most about New York City, Morgan?
I like that you never know that it's night because there's so many lights.
When I took my nap today up in the 8th story of that hotel room,
19th story, and it was an apartment.
I went to sleep with the sounds of so much commotion around me. It's just a really cool feeling. Just the energy and the enthusiasm and the competition in this city is contagious, and that's something that I want to take away from this trip and keep with me
Yeah.
until I come back.
New York is where it's happening.
That's where it's happening. Thanks for watching, and we will see you very soon.
All right, the first video is over. I'm curious to see what transitions and changes are going to happen from this video through the next several hundred videos if I do end up covering all of those. What will tell me if I should cover them or not is really like the views. Are people wanting to watch, hear, know about this situation? So if you do, feel free to watch. Okay, here's the second one, and this one, you know, had me munching on my nails. It's called Trump Winning, Cats and God. So let's watch.
Let's be serious. Paul gets very anxious about this stuff too. Today is a weird day that he's not like super.
Oh, she's got a tattoo. Interesting. Usually, I will say most Christian denominations aren't pro tattoo, especially 8 years ago, you know? I mean, now I think a few of them have opened up more to the idea of tattoos and not seeing them as something so bad. I mean, look at me, you know? I got a tattoo even when I was religious. So this is interesting.
Like deep about it, so that's good.
All right, I'm gonna try to get deep.
Why don't you show them our cat statue?
It's a great idea. I got this bad boy. For my grandma. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for watching today. We have an interesting topic that Morgan and I have decided to tackle. Tell them what it is, baby.
Well, it's many things.
This was her idea, not mine.
I like to go for the big things. So let's talk about the president-elect and the president-not-elect.
Before we get started, take a look at Morgan's cat shirt.
It's not mine, actually. It's Paul's.
Aww. Well, she looks better in it than I do. Make sure you wash it when you're done with it.
Okay. Everyone else is talking about it, so we should probably talk about it too. Let's not beat around.
No, that doesn't mean you need to talk about it. Just because everyone's talking about it does not mean you need to talk about it, okay? Keep that up in your noggin. One time my therapist was like, and I've said this in other videos, she was like, I was telling her a story and like I was stressed about it or whatever. And it was about someone else and like, oh my gosh, you know, I felt like I needed to do this or that and whatever. She said, is that your responsibility? I said, no. And she said, right. So no, you don't do any of that. You don't like have to do any of that because it's not your responsibility. In the same way, like, no, you don't have to talk about it because you don't have to. Plain and simple. It's not your situation. Can you? Absolutely. But you don't have to just because other people are doing it. That seems very adolescent mindset to me, but again, nitpicky.
On a bush, we voted for Trump. Not because
big fucking surprise there. Who's surprised? I don't even know these people very well, and I could have guessed that.
we think that he's amazing or a godly man. I was really depressed to see all the comments and statuses. Like literally my heart kind of...
You voted for him not because you think he's amazing and not because you think he's a godly man. Then why the fuck did you vote for him? You didn't vote. You knew he's not a great guy and you knew he's not a godly man. All right.
Cracked a little. Well, because
we're getting deep fast here, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
I'm starting to sweat.
These people are claiming to be these loving, accepting, kind, considerate people, yet their statuses are like our point. My point, anyways. I don't know what his point is, but our point is.
There's a point.
Is that
there is a point? It'll be huge. I'm not gonna be this goofy. This is.
He ate a grape and then like he goes crazy. You can't eat grapes. It's bad.
This is a serious topic.
So.
You posted something on Facebook that I liked. You said that it is a time, whether you're one of those who really was disappointed that Trump won or that you were very excited, get on your knees and spend some time.
Get on your knees, huh? The fuck you getting on your knees for, homie? I mean, you do you, but I'm just saying, put a pillow down, you know?
Praying and asking God, Lord, lead President Trump to lead his mind and to lead his heart.
A few days ago, I went to the pet store.
We're trying to keep.
She mentioned that like people aren't being kind and whatever. You can be a kind person, a good person, a whatever person, accepting or whatever, and still criticize the fact that there is a felon as a president. Like you can be all those things that she said, and with your free speech and your free will and your opinion can talk, and facts, by the way, can talk about how you don't like this and why this is a bad thing. That's how these things go. So boo-hoo, Morgan, that someone talks shit about Trump. Boo-hoo. Who cares? Like, why are you taking it personally? Why are you upset about that? That's weird energy, okay? People talk shit on Biden. You know what? I got shit to talk on Biden too when he was president. But he was a better option in my opinion. I'm not trying to make this political, but it kind of is. Like, why are you offended by what other people are saying about Trump? That's weird, and that for me is where cult-like influence comes in. People can't criticize the president. That's fucked. Even if I voted for this person and they still won, I'm still gonna criticize their shit. Like, I voted for you because I think it's the best option and the best way to get things done that I want and that are better for people around me and better for our communities and whatever. But I'm still gonna criticize you, and you know what? I respect and understand other people's criticisms as well. It's just weird behavior.
Keep it on topic. We're trying to keep it on
This
topic.
topic is about cats and Donald Trump.
Cats, and that's what we're gonna name it.
I've never been to a pet store that lets you literally just like in the middle of the store get the kittens out and play with them. Like you can pick them up.
It's unheard of. It's unheard of, babe.
Go back and watch our first YouTube video exploring New York City, fun, fashion, and a sketchy bus ride.
Is that? It's not over, but like, I mean, I understand people get better at videos over time. I get it. Me too. But can we stay on topic a bit? Because Trump winning, cats, and God. Those are the three things this is called. We're not talking about your New York sketchy bus ride. I want to know about Trump winning, cats, and God, please.
And you'll notice that around probably 2.5 minutes, there's a scene where there's a cat in it.
Anything that could possibly go bad in this world, this country, this state, whatever, like God is so much bigger and better than that. And we just have to have faith. I stopped being so anxious and living in a state of fearfulness because I started believing that God was bigger than anything and anyone. To people who believe, to people who don't believe, try to have faith. Try to just let go of everything.
To people who believe and people who don't believe, try to have faith. Well, I don't believe, so I don't have to have faith. I mean, I know this, she's got to, maybe she's like 18 here. I don't know. She's got to, you know what, let me look up her age. She was like 25. I feel like we should be getting more substance in the thought process, in the logical side of things. But again, when it comes to things like organized religion and cults, I often see logic pushed to the side. It's a type of indoctrination where they don't see the bad. Like no matter how much bad's going on, it's like thought stopping techniques have been used so consistently on them, their brain just starts to stop the bad thoughts. It's really hard to get out of that mindset. They only see the good. So it's very dangerous when it gets to that point.
Not in control.
God is bigger than this election. He's bigger than us. He's bigger than our country. And he has good in store for those who believe. And that's the hope that we have.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I wanted to say
Just because people say God is bigger than this, God is bigger than that, that doesn't mean we settle and let God do whatever, right? No, it's our votes, it's our time, it's our lives. God's not fucking living our lives, okay? I'm a human being. I am living this life. I am going through these things. And what you're talking about is a figment of your imagination. Now, to some people, God is real. To some people, it's a very spiritual thing. And if that's you, I respect it. You can have your religion. You can have that. But I don't want you pushing it onto me. I don't want you being like, well, God's got me, so I really don't need to blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you do need to participate in this society because you're not the only one affected. Anyway, I could go on forever about that.
that we love you all. And that, have no fear, God is near. That was good. That's good.
Hope you enjoyed this video. I know we've covered some pretty heavy topics, and I hope that you got something out of it. We will be posting again very soon.
A full video, 12 minutes long, of us dancing.
She has some pretty good dance moves, but that probably will not be our next video. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. This has been a special report. We'll see you next.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
From Paul and Morgan.
He's 29 in this. He's 29 in this. Something like that, 28, 29. That was the second. So we're moving on to the third. It says, surviving high school, what not to do. All right.
I see your true colors. That's why I love you.
I had it! I just had it!
That's why I love you. That's why I love you. Alright.
Oh, whatever.
What's up, YouTube? We are glad to be back with you today. I'm Paul and this is Morgan.
Hey.
We have a fun topic.
How to survive high school.
We're going to talk about some tips and some things that we learned that we can encourage you with.
So I was homeschooled. I went to a co-op.
A 300 kid co-op.
Yes.
And believe it or not, I was homeschooled as well. You might be a homeschooler if you dress up as literary characters for Halloween.
That's true. I know a lot of people from my high school who totally went to Shakespeare's Halloween.
There you go. You might be a homeschooler if everyone else in the world is referred to as non-homies. Stay clear of the non-homie. And finally, you might be a homeschooler if the first date you go on is your honeymoon. So hold on, if we were both homeschooled, why are we...
I know there's homeschoolers watching this. How do you feel about that? Is that true? The first date you go on your honeymoon? They're joking about these, yeah? If they're not, I need to know. Because I was not homeschooled. I went to public school. God bless me. He didn't. He's not. Whatever. You know, I'm moving on from that conversation. We'll talk about it later. All right. Okay.
filming a video on how to survive high school?
Because we weren't completely homeschooled.
We weren't, were we?
No.
I jumped out of homeschool.
Yeah, I don't think y'all are the two best people to do that. Respectfully, if you're homeschooled, you can like give it from that point of view. But the majority of people are not homeschooled, and public school is much different, my guess, from homeschooling, from being homeschooled. I don't know. It's maybe if you specifically talked about you being like surviving homeschooling dash high school or something, what not to do, I don't know. Surviving high school, I mean, when you mention that, the majority are going to think, oh, public high school, because the majority went to public high school and are going to public high school.
To go to regular school in 11th grade. So high school was co-op for Morgan, but even a high school homeschool co-op,
There were still lots of kids involved in cliques and bullying. High school is really hard because you're trying to like figure out who you are as a person, but there are so many other people around you telling you who they think you are.
So I was on the soccer team. Let me back up.
He went to college on a soccer.
Why don't you repeat that statement?
Yeah, he went to college on
I had a soccer scholarship. In college. Try it again.
Okay. He had a scholarship for soccer in college.
Okay, we'll just bleep that out. I was homeschooled growing up all the way. I did some homeschool co-ops. And then my junior year, I jumped into regular school.
Which seems like a really bad idea.
Was it a bad idea? Maybe.
Year.
It might have been a bad idea.
It really does not seem like the best idea. Like, you have like 2 years left and you've already been through what, like 10? Math is not mathing today. Neither are words. They're not wording today, so forgive me. But yeah, that doesn't really sound like the best time.
1, bullies. Even a cool guy like me, I still got bullied by, I remember, one guy, and it wasn't fun. In a way, I kind of feel like...
It doesn't sound like he's being sarcastic, but I feel like he is. But I want to think that he is. A cool guy like me, like, does he genuinely believe that about himself? Like, you know what? Believe you're cool and all. But, like, it gives weird vibes in this video. I think it's because of the other couple of videos I've watched of him. I genuinely, at this point, think he thinks he's the shit. Also, I'm on the 3rd video, and we're a little over halfway through, and maybe he's being sarcastic, but I'm not picking up on it.
Like I won the bully over. At the end of the year, he kind of liked me. I showed him poker chip trick.
Oh no. Paul truly believes he's the shit. He believes he's the bee's fucking knees. That's easy. After that statement, oh, homeboy thinks he's the bomb. I have a feeling that I will not think he's the bomb.
Poker chip tricks that I had learned on YouTube, and it baffled him.
And Paul, he could have just been like, this guy is a jerk. I don't want to be around him. I don't want to talk to him. Like, I'm not going to have anything to do with him. But instead, he was just like, you know what? I'm going to try and make a connection with this guy, like, and give it a try. Maybe we'll, you know, be able to be friends even.
Huh. Well, thanks, babe. You just put the words right into my mouth.
Why do I have this weird feeling that Paul tells Morgan what to say sometimes? I swear to God, I've not watched any videos of them. I don't really know them, and I don't know the controversies about them, other than there are many. And so, is it just me? Or is that a thing? Because I'm getting the vibe that he might tell her what to say and do sometimes. Sometimes he seems a bit controlling. But again, that's just this. This was 8 years ago. Who knows?
One thing that I would tell you all not to do, it was a mistake I made going to the regular school my junior year. It sounds super dorky. I don't even know if I should say it.
What? Say it.
Well, that was back in when High School Musical first came out. I don't just want to have a boring bare locker, right?
Right.
So I'm going to put things on my locker door.
Right.
I thought Troy Bolton was really cool, so I put a Troy Bolton So?
You know what, Paul? You put that Troy Bolton poster on your locker. Do you have one above your bed in your room? I'm curious.
Maybe don't do that.
I took it down 3/4 of the way into the year.
3/4?
People were giving me a hard
That is commitment. You know what? You do whatever you want to do. You put that Troy Bolton poster. You do whatever you want to do with your locker.
time.
3/4 of the year.
I didn't date a lot in high school.
Clearly.
Morgan, how would you know what anyone knows? How would you know what people thought about that other than what he's told you? You didn't have that. She's like, 3/4 of the year, ha ha. You don't know shit about that at all.
Could have. I wanted to be like Troy.
Oh, wow. You could have hung that up in your room.
Wow.
Ayo! Just kidding. Boys can have pictures of other boys in their room and it not be gay. I've heard stories from gay men and gay people in general. Like, I had a lot of posters of women in my room. And now I look back and I was like, ooh, I'm super queer. Like, I've always been super gay. It's like I'm 1% into like cis men and 99% into anyone and everybody else, because God, I hope I don't end up with a cis man. You know what I mean? So I'm just making a hee hee ha ha joke there. As a person of the queer community. But people in the queer community can be homophobic. Isn't that wild? Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. We can talk about more of that later. I have lots of thoughts on that.
Wildcats!
Hit your head in the game!
I see you, Gabriella. What's up, Sharpay?
Okay, that's
You're not for me, Sharpay. I'm more of a Gabriella type guy. This is my Gabriella. So in closing, don't let anyone tell you who you are.
Except the Bible. Make fun memories.
Make fun memories. Don't take yourself or other people too seriously.
Yeah.
You guys have a great day. If you have any comments about being homeschooled or any tips on surviving high school, we would love a comment.
Just one.
We're going for 2 comments on this video.
2 comments and 2 subscribers.
We'll be posting again soon. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
2 months ago, they posted a video that said, I need to repent to you all. A month ago, they posted one that said, more to repent. Y'all, we're just cooking. It's gonna cook for a bit. We're getting started, because that's what's going on now. This next one, date night, how to do it right. This will be the last one, and then we'll start the next time with bullying, how to beat the bully. Oh man, this could be really fun.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. There is nothing but the best for you.
Yeah, thank you. Love it. What's up, YouTube? It's 5:08 and I'm about to take my lovely wife on a date. So let's see what she's doing. There she is. Babe, you about ready? You've had about an hour and a half to get ready.
Okay, whatever.
I'm still waiting. It's weird. She's normally the one waiting on me. I don't know. You almost ready, babe? She's wearing high-waisted jeans and she has the cat eyeliner. Yes, my favorite. Wait, babe, they didn't get a good look. Give them a spin. Lovely. You look so good.
My sexy husband?
Going for a little 80s themed look tonight.
Yeah.
Goodwill. Versace.
No, H&M.
Dolce.
Definitely H&M.
What if I told you, not too much energy.
Whoa.
What if I told you that the person standing in front of you today has never seen a PG-13 movie? Would you believe me?
It makes a lot of sense. Also, I don't believe for one fucking minute that that guy has not seen a PG-13 movie. I don't care what you say. I don't believe it. Now, I'd believe that she hadn't.
I grew up a perfectly normal American teenager. Normal family. Dad worked insurance. Mom stayed home, taught us about the Bible. We met up with our friends Lainey and Cruz. And we are about to get, what are we about to get, Morgan?
I forgot what it was called. Philly cheesesteak.
Do you think she just acts ditzy and isn't? Because she acts ditzy. Maybe she is, and it's fine to be ditzy. I'm just curious. Like, I feel like there's more to her than... Like, I feel like she's putting on a kind of persona. I could be wrong. But I feel like she has more depth to her that she's, you know, not showing us. And it can be that it's YouTube and it's new and fresh for them and it's nerve-wracking, because it is. But yeah, I'm curious if she's much different now than she... Like, if she's much different from then than she is today.
Hey, Chris, tell them where we are. Tell them, Chris, tell them.
That's what it's called.
Boardwalk Treats. Take a look. Who can make the sun rise? Sprinkle it with dew. Look at all these jelly beans. They make the world taste good. Film this.
Okay.
I have found white chocolate gummy bears.
That seems strange. What do we have here?
What do you find there, Morgan?
Found crickets,
Show the camera.
salt and vinegar, and larva.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Barbecue flavor.
Hey, Paul, tell them about that bet we made.
We made a bet that we would beat the girls here, and the girls beat us somehow.
I'm sorry, my brain is always in the gutter when I see things. And if you catch them sometimes, good for you, because they're little and they just slap me in the face. My brain's always in the gutter.
Yeah.
And Paul was supposed to pay for our candy. Paul, did you pay for our candy?
Well, we didn't shake on the bet.
Interesting. A gentleman.
That does sound like a Paul thing to do. To not... Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
A gentleman's bet includes a handshake.
Chris went overboard and we
No
spent
verbal
$13
agreement.
with a 20% off coupon.
The movie starts in approximately 15 minutes. It's opening weekend. We gotta get going. So Chris, what are you hoping to get out of this movie?
I'm hoping they don't make it too cheesy. I'm hoping that they don't try to force too many references to Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
idea.
hoping that it's based in the same universe, but its own storyline.
Ladies, what movie are we here to watch?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
So, the movie's over.
I remember liking that movie. I mean, it's been 8 years, but...
Ending the night with the
Warhead Challenge.
Now everyone knows that you cannot eat a warhead and not cry.
Not true.
Okay, are we ready? On your marks, warheads lift, and on God.
Hey, you're tearing up. There's your horrible. There she goes.
So Morgan surprised me with a recommendation that we go Walmart shopping because she knows I love it so much. All right, one of my favorite sections in the store. We got some Greek.
Those yogurts are 84 cents. Oh! It's fine. I can't even think about it.
Yogurt. Oh, hello, delicious. Banana cream, my favorite. Swagger.
I'm sorry, it's not
Thank you all for watching. We hope that you guys have a wonderful evening. And we hope you enjoyed our date night video. Any last words, Chris, Laney, Morgan?
My warhead is in my hands.
She couldn't handle it. All right. Peace.
Peace. Well, that's that. 4 videos down. 743 to go. And you know what? I just feel like we are not even on the tip of the iceberg. We're like on a piece of snow at the tippy top, and we're about to dive in. I'm excited to hear what people who have watched them think, especially looking back so far to the beginning of their YouTube, as well as people who don't know. And over time did watch y'all chat about the differences, all of us chat about the differences in them as the years go by. All right, well, that's that. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you around again. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again. Bye.
Show you what I'm all about. Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about yours.